to the first year of post-secondary education being free for New Zealanders who haven't taken part in post-secondary education before. And the reason for that is to make sure that we are preparing that next generation for the changing workforce they're entering into, and making sure we're getting as many people possible into polytech, into vocational training, into apprenticeships. I'm happy to take questions.
On a slightly different topic, Forbes has named you the 13th most powerful woman in international politics. How's that feel so early into the job?
Oh, I definitely don't think it's going to change the expectation that I still unload the dishwasher at home. And also, I think it does reflect that there is a need for us to have more women in politics and positions of influence and power globally. I'm certainly flattered by being included in the list, but I'd like to see a lot more women in contention.
What about Hillary Clinton? How does that feel?
Oh, look, I haven't actually spent too much time reflecting on relative position. You know, flattered to be there, but my focus is what I can do to earn the place that I've been humbled enough to take on for just a week now, and to earn it amongst New Zealanders.
Prime Minister, just going back to the announcement that you're here for today, do you think that enough is being done to encourage these students all throughout New Zealand to get into tourism as a career opportunity?
Oh, look, there are a number of areas where I'd like to see us encouraging young people to consider their career options. Yes, tourism is one of them. It's something that the industry has raised with us, and we're committed to making sure that's seen as a good long-term pathway for school leavers. But there are a number of other areas. I place particular emphasis on the trades. We need more skilled builders. We need more people training in as electricians. We need more plumbers. We need to value the trades because we desperately need them.
Should the migrant worker tab be turned off then?
Oh, look, there is no doubt we have need in those areas. And for us, it's about making sure that we do both, make sure that we meet that need, whilst also training our domestic workforce.
Upcoming conversations in Australia. I know Manus Island is a hot topic. Will you be extending the 150 refugees?
Yeah, I think it's a matter for us of making sure that offer remains on the table. It will be something that I will discuss with Prime Minister Turnbull on Sunday. But of course, that's within our wider commitment generally to make sure that New Zealand is lifting the take of refugees that it supports. Of course, there is a need around Nauru and Manus, but that need also extends globally. And for us, it's about making sure we meet our international obligations generally.
Will you be extending that 150, do you think?
At the moment, I'm keeping that offer on the table, but lifting more generally our expectation around the number of refugees that New Zealand helps support. Keeping in mind, we have said we want to double the quota over time, so we can make sure we can put in the right support to make sure that we help the resettlement process and that our community organisations are able to do that.
Just to another event soon to talk mental health. What are your priorities in that area?
Particularly for Christchurch, it's been focused particularly on young people. We've already said that we want to make sure we have a team of 80 professionals who can specialise in supporting children in particular at primary school level with mental health needs. It's a need we know exists, so children and young people has been a big focus for us. We know that there are mental health needs much more broadly. We will undertake a full inquiry of mental health services, but we are going to start with services for kids.
And how quickly do you think that can happen?
We have prioritised kicking off the mental health inquiry as early as we can, but the rollout of those extra services for children in particular, that's something that doesn't require legislation, so we're working on that as quickly as we can.
What's the priority of the first 100 days? Do you think it's possible to achieve what you've set out in the first 100?
Everything we've said in the first 100 days is an ambitious set of targets, an ambitious set of goals. We have till February 3rd to deliver on things like our policies around education and making sure we get more young people into training. But I am confident we can achieve those goals.
Under your government, is the CDHB going to have to bring its deficit down, its Canterbury District Health Board, having to bring its deficit down to the level that it had to under the previous national
We've
government?
acknowledged that one of the big issues for the Canterbury District Health Board was simply the fact that the relationship with government had deteriorated so badly. We made a commitment that we would repair that relationship. I'm pleased that today the Minister of Health, a week after being sworn in, is down here starting on rebuilding that relationship. making sure that we're meeting the health needs here in the Canterbury area, and that's something we're very focused on. I don't want to get into the exact fiscals at this point, but I can say you'll see a partnership between this government and the CDHB.
Okay, so you can't say now whether the deficit level will have to remain higher.
We've always acknowledged that services here have been stretched, particularly when it comes to mental health. Whilst I'm not today in a position to talk about the specificity around those numbers, the fact that the Minister, a week after being sworn in is here, shows what a priority fixing the issues here are. Great.
Can I just ask what you make of Infrastructure New Zealand's proposal to build a satellite town south of Auckland?
We responded to that at the time. Look, it's an interesting proposal, and of course, we are focused on building half of our 100,000 houses that are needed in Auckland. So we will be looking for development opportunities to partner with the private sector, and that's one of many that exists.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.